Chaos fucking won. That means anything is possible. Get Sheldon? Dude, Sheldon would be too powerful. Cuttlefish too sexy, we're not ready? I mean, he is the grandfather of the Squid Sisters, who are seen as good-looking characters, but the Gramps himself, they're nothing compared to him. Captain Cuttlefish literally fought in 100 Years' War, looks amazing, and uses bamboo. Pioneered the most broken weapon in this game. What an absolute powerhouse. And at 100 years old, escaped that fucking underground shit from Octo Expansion. He's like 100-something years old, at least. Dude, he invented bamboo. He literally was like, if I need a cane, then I am making this cane the best goddamn weapon that has ever been invented. And then he just did it. Captain Cuttlefish, legitimately one of the best, strongest characters in the entire fucking game. Dude, I would love to see, like, a story expansion on Captain Cuttlefish and Octavio, in all seriousness. Because we've seen, like, scrolls that they used to be friends, and that the societies used to work together before the war. And I'd really love to see that lore fucking expanded. Like, that would be so cool if we could see more of that. Because Octavio is like a pretty generic villain if you don't have that. And if you could set up some shit, like maybe Salmonids are behind this the entire time. Like, maybe Salmonids are the reason that the war started and that Inklings pushed the Octolings underground because of it. Because we had fucking... There's already theories that the Inklings are evil. With the fucking Octavio... like, Octoling suffering sounds, people being forced underground, and then the Octo expansion shit. So just play off, the Inklings became evil, so Octavio became evil as a response, and they both became evil because the Salmonids reduced the amount of ground that was available to them. And now, with Octolings returning to the surface, Octavio and Cuttlefish can become friends again, and then the real war can happen on the Salmonids. You get to play as all the fucking agents. Maybe you can have a time where you can play as Octavio or Cuttlefish for fun. Like, you get to use Agent 3's roles. You could do, like, co-op single player with Agent 3 and 8 and 4 working together. Like, there's so much shit, dude. There's so much potential for a story that can be told. There's so much, like, incomplete lore. Like, everything has, like, interesting but incomplete lore in this game. Like, there's so much they could do with an expanded story in the third game. It's just waiting for Nintendo to choose what they want to do. There's so much they can do. And I'm like, I'm really glad this game did Octo Expansion because the, like, Sounds of Sufferings from Splatoon 1, like, underground, plays into Octo Expansion's, like, thing. And then we get Octolings returning to the surface in a way that makes sense. Like, it puts so much lore there. And then it makes the game even darker. Like, the first game, it's like, oh, there's suffering sounds, and the Inklings are basically, like, committing genocide by taking away the Octolings' like, power sources and shit. And now we know that there's been 10,007 Octoling deaths underground. Like, that's fucked up. And then Commander Tartar has the power to destroy the entire fucking planet. Nogami confirmed that in the last phases of Octo Expansion, if you die, that Agent 8 is dead, and you're reloading a point where they just never died. But canonically, they're dead. Canonically, the world is dead. Also, what the fuck is up with Killer Whale? Killer Whale is strong enough to stop a laser that blew up the planet. What? The fuck is Pearl smoking that gives her that kind of vocal power? Like, what the fuck? Like, I know there was scrolls that, like, showed that she broke stuff with her voice, like, at times. Like, that was funny. And then that played into the whale. But, like, you're going from breaking minor things to amplify her voice with Killer Whale, and it stops a planet buster laser. Like, what the fuck? Also, I love that, like, the professor that made Judd and stuff gets more backstory with Tartar and then Tartar shit. But that feels like, for the most part, like, Octo Expansion's bit is mostly wrapped up. Like, unless if they were to add, like, how do all the Octolings get there, which could just be underground society is fucked up, or they could do something like maybe Octavio gives it to them or some shit. Like, there's just so much that you could do with Splatoon's story. Like, it has so much that you can go. I just find that interesting. Like, I legitimately think that Splatoon has so much in its story that's interesting. Like, the game is secretly dark and intricate, like, literal race genocide in the first game, and then even more genocide in the second game with Tartar. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck? 100 years of war? You can throw that in? And then it ends on an idea of a society that's gonna go into chaos, and the Octolings are turning to the surface while Salmonids take away more ground, theoretically. Especially if you look at, like, one of those Salmonid maps being, like, close to Salt Spray, I believe. So it's like they're taking, you could argue they're taking over more ground. There's like, oh, there's so much dark shit that you can develop into an interesting story. When I played this game out, like, for the first few times, I was like, the story's probably gonna be light as shit, and it looked like it. And then I remember, like, in the fourth boss room, I just waited a bit, and I heard, like, the fucking after boss sounds, and I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it's not new. Like, Kirby is apparently a very dark series, and Kirby is, like, kind of a broken character, like, in terms of powers and shit he can do. And he's, like, fucking a child, so that's weird. Like, he's 200, which is apparently a baby, and, like, whatever the fuck his species is. Like, it's... Nintendo's got some weird-ass stories, but I like how much they have with this. There's so much freedom they can do. Also, less story-wise, but if they do, like, a co-op single-player, please give the agents, like, actual abilities, whether they're unlockable or things you get to use. Like, Agent 3 literally gets a dodge roll. And, like, multi-specials. Like, a multi-special just felt like a reference to Splat 1 hacking. And then the just dodge roll with the hero shot just felt cool. Like, give us shit like that. Like, I don't know, maybe Agent 8 can do, like, a double jump or something. Like, give him some piece of tech that makes sense. Like, the cape is what allows him to do the double jump, or what allows him to do the roll. Like, maybe the backpack that used to house a literal explosive can just be, like, some kind of mini inkjet booster that gives you an extra jump. Like, why not? There's so much you can do. Pro will get mind control and her voice will be a super weapon to destroy the world? I mean, why not? I mean, the ability that it could destroy the world is there. It stopped the Planet Buster laser, so why not? The only, like, things I don't want them to do is, like, Octavio is bad guy again. Like, no. Don't do that shit again. We already had that. I don't care. If Octavio's not changing, then he is no longer interesting. He has nothing new to him anymore. Did we win this game, or did we fucking joke, by the way? Alright. Make the Octolings the pro tags? Hell yeah! Dude, I'm all... Okay, personally, favorite theory? I love the Inklings are evil theory. I really love that theory. There's so much to it. It makes so much sense. You can feel so bad for the Octolings. Octavio can even start to make some sense. Like, the whole theory of Inklings being evil makes sense. And then Inklings don't have to be totally evil, because you can totally just pin it on Salmonids. Like, that's what I'd want to see them do. If they were to really go into this. Like, go with the Inklings were evil, so the Octolings can be redeemed. They have to team up now that Octolings are coming to the surface. Now that the events of Octo Expansion has happened. Like, now the world knows that Octolings are back. They know about Marina. They know about all of those fuckers who've died. They know all that shit. And now with Octolings coming to the surface, we know more that Octavio's been fucking like, not exactly 100% evil, that they just don't have power. Octavio could be used as a pawn, and exactly, could literally just be forced to do this to keep his people alive. And then just have Salmonids be something. Like, there's already the idea that there's not much room, and that's why Octolings were forced underground. And now you have a super spawning invasive species Salmonid, where your job as collectors is to like keep the Salmonids away and hold on to ground. Like, you see how much shit there is there? Alright, I'll wrap that up, but like, some Splatoon 3 shit they can do. Like, there's so much there that they can do. And I'd really love to see some of that in the third game.